a production of the New Jersey Courts.
I think that one of the most important things that the court can do is to do outreach and to listen to to court users. So if there are issues raised by court users, to really take a look at those and use it as an opportunity to self-reflect on the way that things are being done, or maybe how they've been done in the past, but then look at each bit of feedback as an opportunity to make positive change.
The judiciary is providing trainings and programs for judges and staff to assure a bias-free court environment, has created the Committee on Diversity, Inclusion, and Community Engagement to work with grassroots community stakeholders to develop appropriate policy initiatives. And the judiciary has established an action plan for implementing these reforms in various areas to address areas of disparity and make the courts more accessible to the public.
So my hope would be that we can actually get to a point where our courts, our judges, the lawyers in the courtroom really start to reflect who we are as a country.
Going into court where we're all supposed to be treated equal should actually feel like you're going in on an equal playing field with, somebody who's married to somebody of a different sex, or somebody who is cisgender. You should feel like, yeah, I'm going to get a fair shake here.
Our courthouses have to be places where people feel like they can be heard, where people feel like they can be respected, where people feel like justice is actually being meted out. And it's very difficult for people to feel that way if we have judges and lawyers who all fall into a very particular box, whether that's gender, race, life experience. So we want to have a much more expansive palette.
Judges have the duty to administer justice fairly and give a voice to those who have traditionally been silenced. It's imperative that all people who come through the courthouse doors or log on to the court Zoom know that they have access to the courts and an opportunity to be heard.
This feels a little bit like a chicken or the egg question. Which comes first, having openly LGBT judges on the bench, or making sure that LGBT people are having equal access to opportunities in law school?
And what I love to see in my law school and in lots of law schools around the country now is there are thriving communities of LGBTQ people. There are wonderful organizations. There's amazing work that's being done. We're working right now on creating a pro bono opportunity for our students to do name changes for folks who are trans. So, there's all of these different spaces that we can create for people once that they feel comfortable within a law school environment, so that they can then go on to be lawyers and judges and do all of these things that we want them to do, but also to help them understand how they can shape the law so that the path is easier for the people who come behind them than it was for them.
When I was in law school, 10, 15 years ago, I was pretty much told I should change my hairstyle. I might want to consider dressing a little bit more femininely and acting a little bit more femininely if I wanted to get OCI or on-campus interviews, or if I wanted to be a judicial clerk. And that messaging from law school could definitely have had a negative impact on me. I was already teetering on the border of not practicing law, but I personally took that to mean, no, I need to make sure that I'm creating space for myself and also for other people like me.
My first realization of the impact the courts can have on a personal level was when I was 8 years old and I wanted to play Little League baseball. My dad brought me to the firehouse to register, and the man at the desk said to my father, "Little League is for boys. You can't sign your daughter up for Little League." And my father said, The court says I can, now sign her up. All I knew is that I got to play baseball because of the court. And now that I have the opportunity to pay it forward and help to provide equal access and opportunities to others, this is why I became a lawyer and now a judge, because I believe we have a responsibility to give people who have been silenced the ability to be heard and secure justice.